You know,
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. Welcome to another edition of the England Roger Sports Hour on Love Bay Afrobeats Music Talk Radio. Packed show as usual today. We're going to talk about World Cup cricket, and it's now in the Super 8 stages. It's heating up, Roger, and
it's
a
a
lot
lot.
to look forward to. And
Absolutely.
NBA finals are done and dusted as we expected, we said last week. We're going to
Yes.
talk about that a bit. Formula One, some tennis, but I think what's happening that's the biggest surprise to me is the hockey.
You know what, Ingle, good morning, everyone. Ingle, I must say that I'm just blown away with what I'm seeing right before my eyes here. There's history being made. History being made. And
Yeah,
well, there's history going to be made on both sides. I mean, if you go through up and lose, well, it's going to be real bad history. But it's also the first time for Florida if they could win. So,
Florida
and
to win if they win.
it's
Yeah,
back there in the finals. So they're going to the finals back to back years. And to go up 3-0, and if they were ever to lose, oh my God, I don't think you'll ever. Well, it's going to be history. So we'll be talking about it for the next 90 years, 100 years, because it has never happened
oh
before.
well, people in Florida won't be happy.
Oh,
No,
they'll
people
be.
in Florida, they would be
I
like,
don't.
because I mean, I
I
was there
don't.
last weekend and they were already planning the parade.
But I would
Mm,
have too if I'm up 3-0. I'll be planning how I'm going to celebrate. But
yeah,
it's interesting to see how Edmonton has just stepped up. At first, I saw when they won the first one, 8-1 or something. I said, you know what? Maybe it's just Florida giving them one so they can go back home and win.
yeah,
And when they went to Florida and they won 5-3, I was like, okay. And then Conor McDavid, he stepped up that game. He had
you
5 points.
yeah.
And I'm looking now, he had none last night. And I'm saying, okay, if we're going to go into a game 7 down in Florida, I think we're going back to Conor McDavid's territory.
Yes,
And Edmonton just may pull it off.
they very well may, but it would be the biggest upset. I mean,
Yeah,
biggest comeback, and also
never happened before.
the biggest parade
In
in Canada. I'm
Edmonton, oh
sure
my God.
Edmonton
I almost feel like I'd have to get a trip down there to celebrate with them
just to
because
celebrate. Yeah,
this is something special they're doing here. And I honestly didn't see it coming. I did not
no,
see this one coming. I said it may go 5 or 6, but not 7.
I actually thought it was just going to be a matter of let them win in Edmonton and we go
Yeah,
home and celebrate.
yeah, that's what I thought it was. I think Boston did that in the NBA, and I thought Florida
Yeah,
was doing it in the hockey. But when I saw how tough Edmonton was in Florida to win that game 5-3, and as mentioned, Matt David stepped up and had 5 points, I was like, you know what? I think Edmonton is for real.
and they're big. The wins have been big. I mean, last time
Yeah,
was 5-1.
they have been, so the first one was 8-1, and it's like, okay, it was I said maybe they gave all the goals that they had in them, but they came back and they won 5-3, the tough game,
Mm-hmm.
and then they won again last night, big again. So I'm looking and saying, game 7 is going to be tough. I think it's going to be a one goal win. So if the close games are going to Edmonton and the big games are going to Edmonton in the last few games, then it's like the light is shining on Edmonton right now.
Yes, it looks that way. So I was doing some research to see if this has ever happened, but wow,
Can't find it. Dig and
no,
you dig, you call AI, any AI, can you help me? AI, no, it's not there.
no.
Never happened before. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to go down now. It's unbelievable.
It is. And as you said, comebacks, no comeback in the NBA. That game looked like it was just a game to go home and win.
Yeah, they what? They dominated that game 5. They totally dominated. They
Yeah.
knew what they were about.
Hmm.
They knew that they were coming to win, and that's what they did.
Yeah, they did because yeah, we said it last week that we thought that the way they played in that game 4, it's like they just wanted to go back home and win in front of
Win
their fans.
in front of their fans, and
Yeah,
they were
and
serious in that game
the
5. There was
see,
no
yeah,
playing around. They were ready to do something, and they did it
no chance
impressively,
of coming back.
impressively. And I think Dallas, they realized what was going on, and they accepted it. I mean, I like how they were handled. After the game was done, they said, what this progress we're making. They didn't. Not say they didn't expect to win, but they know they played well, but they could have done better. But at this point in time, they've made a huge leap to where they are, and they're happy with that.
They're happy with that. Yeah. So
But Boston
yeah,
is a little better team.
Definitely the better team, and I guess it's just now teams are now planning for next year. See
Yeah.
some changes in LA.
They're talking about those changes, man. I
Yeah.
don't know how you think about that. I mean, I just know that JJ Redick was a 3-point shooter. He was very good at shooting 3 pointers.
Yes, yeah,
I didn't see him doing great in defense. I didn't see him doing great in other stuff, but apparently he became an analyst and now he's going to become a coach.
he's gonna be the coach, a
I
young
guess.
coach too.
Well, yeah, he's a young guy
Young guy.
with no experience taking
No
over
experience.
the biggest player in the league and an aging team. So it'll be
Yeah,
interesting
he's
to
gonna
see.
make a lot of changes, and is LeBron gonna run the team or? Oh,
A lot of people feel when these changes happen with the coaching side, they did that with Tyronn Lue in Cleveland and they won.
hmm.
LeBron runs the whole show.
Right.
So he gets somebody who, as they would say, agrees with him and
Mhm.
works with him, and they have the title as coach, but it's really LeBron's team. So a lot of people are figuring that's exactly what is happening here.
Yeah, they're already starting to ask if he's going to be the next Pat Riley, but yeah,
Who
yeah,
knows?
yeah.
Who
We'll
knows?
see. We'll keep an eye on that and see how that goes.
Yeah, it's always
Um,
a surprise when you see somebody with no coaching
New
experience
coaching experience, getting the team, especially a team
getting a
like LA.
big team, one of the greatest teams ever. Remember now, Boston won for the 18 times, so now they're finally ahead of the
Hmm.
Lakers who won for 17 times,
17 times,
and
yeah.
that is the team he's going to take over. So I don't know
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see how that goes next season.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, before we
Um.
leave basketball, one
Mhm.
more thing. I mean, Canada's Olympic team has been named, and
Okay. Yeah, I
I'm
saw
feeling
so.
good about what I'm seeing here, Ingle. I think all the stars have showed up.
They all have decided to play. Yeah.
Yeah, RJ Barrett is
Hmm.
there. Dylan Brooks is there. Shai Gilgis Alexander is there. Jamal Murray is there. Andrew Nemad is there. Keith Kelly Olynyk is there, and Andrew Wiggins is there. So
Andrew Wiggins is there too.
I
Yeah.
think all the big names that you can think of as a Canadian is on the team.
Hmm.
Who knows how far they can go? But I'm pretty excited about this now to see everyone showing up to be part of this.
Yeah, it's great to see that, and hopefully they can compete and do well. Um,
Very hopeful, very hopeful
yeah.
right now. And the team with Gilgis Alexander and Jamal Murray will be dangerous.
Yeah.
Absolutely will be dangerous.
Yeah, it's going to be a great team to watch, and good. Yeah, the Canadians are now playing some very good basketball, and
They are. They
going
are.
top picks most of the time. So
Yep. Yep. They're in business now.
yeah, they know how to
Absolutely.
win because they play with winning teams, right?
Exactly. Look at Jamal Murray, right? He took Denver to the championship.
Denver,
So,
yeah. So
Shai is the MVP candidate. So, yeah,
so it's
pretty
going to be, and Olympics just short, not too far away.
just over a month. Just
Yeah.
over a month. Coming up right before you know it.
Yes, for sure. From basketball, we want to move on and talk a little bit about Formula One, the Spanish Grand Prix. One and
Yeah.
yeah, Lewis kind of had a good practice round, the third one, but they're now in qualifying and they started qualifying and just started, so nothing. Great.
Yep. Yep.
Sergio Perez the fastest so far, but Hamilton, Verstappen, they haven't gone out yet. So
Yeah. You know what, though? It was good to see. Well, I think Lewis was the leader after the first practice round
mhm.
uh, on Friday, but there's a lot of talk about what's going on with him, and I think there was some talk about Mercedes was sabotaging his car this year and all of
Correct.
that stuff. Of course, the principal Toto Wolff is saying that is not happening. But
Hmm.
what I must say is that definitely Mercedes is on the rise. No
It
questions
is.
asked. It's not about Lewis anymore or even Russell. The car is a much better car this year. They're a lot closer to the Red Bull team now. So let's see. It's going to be about who can drive.
Yes, it's getting that way because yeah, there's some accusations as you said, and people wrote letters.
Yeah, writing letters.
Yeah, and Toto saying he's gonna get an investigation and take it to send it to the police.
He should. He's
Yeah,
taking the right approach to this. It's a big claim, You
it
can't
is.
say that type of stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
he could be
um,
sued, right? So he has to defend himself before it even comes at him.
that's so true. But yeah, it kind of looked that way. But
Mm.
as you said, the car is getting better. So
Yeah.
I guess they're probably just figuring out the changes, and it's taking them a longer time than the
Te-
rest of the.
Yeah, yeah, but they're getting there, and I always feel Mercedes will be competing very well, and I think they're getting back to that spot. So it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the year goes because it's no longer the one man show, the Verstappen show. We're actually
No,
going to have a Formula One season this year, I think.
it is. Yeah, they're gonna have one. Yes, for sure. And he's lost already, so yeah,
Yep.
it's and
Sure.
as you said, the cars are getting better.
Yeah, it shows he can be beaten. He
Yeah,
started to sound frustrated too. I mean, he won in Montreal and barely. He should have lost, and he won. But at the end of the day, yeah, he's not gonna jump in and have a coffee and a donut, as he said, when he's driving, because he's gonna have competition all the way now.
yes, he's gonna have competition throughout. Anything else on that before we can go into some
Well, nothing on
tennis?
F1, but we can go to tennis.
Tennis is going on in the women's in Berlin, and Coco Gauff was playing against Jabeur, and Jabeur retired. So Coco
Yeah, I
Gauff
saw
won
that.
some six. Pegula won her set too, and
Yeah, yeah,
so on the men's side, they're in London, I think,
yeah,
and there's another tournament somewhere else as well. And Messina is playing against Zhang.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the
Mhm.
game for me, what was interesting was in London there, where Alcaraz, he just won the French and he's on top of the
And,
world, and he
you
got
know,
beaten by the British number one Draper.
yes, he did.
Like, like, what is going on here? I mean, you're still celebrating or something?
Yeah, he's not adjusted from clay to the new court, I guess, the grass
Yeah,
courts,
grass got him. I
because
don't know.
they're getting ready for Wimbledon, right?
Yeah, because it's coming up at the end of the month. So I believe that Alcaraz just needs to find back his rhythm. But that was interesting for me to see that happening there.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Um, we quickly want to touch on last week's golf, the U.S. Open.
Before you finish with the tennis, I
Yes,
mean,
go ahead. Mhm.
Djokovic has been confirmed for Paris.
Oh, he has.
Yeah, so he's going to be playing in the Olympics. So will Nadal. So
Nadal is confirmed. Yeah.
yeah, so these don't call them oldsters, but these guys in their mid 30s are going to be there. So it's going to be interesting to see who
Close.
takes the Paris Olympic gold medal for tennis.
Guys who are close to retirement.
Yeah, the guy that are close to
But you
retirement.
know the thing about it, the Olympics is so special to these players that they bring out the
Yeah,
best in them.
that's what
Yeah.
it is. That's why I'm so excited to see. These guys are taking the time to be ready for it. It's going to be interesting to see if one of them can hold their form for the
It'll be
entire
very
tournament.
interesting to see.
That's for
Uh,
sure.
anything else on tennis?
No, that's about it
That's
now.
it. Yeah, and the golf last week, the U.S. Open, I think was a heartbreaker for McIlroy.
I know. So you had called it, but I
Yeah,
said no. And I mean, he made me look good. I mean, but I
yeah.
don't know.
I think he said he's going to take some time off because I think
I
he's trying to
know.
figure out. He missed two short putts and
I don't understand.
just handed it
From
to
a top
Deschambault.
level pro, oh my god, I was just blown away. I maybe I can't even figure out what caused this, but it must be
Pressure,
something, Ingle. I think I
pressure.
could have made. I think I could have made even one of them.
Exactly. But we say back home and was saying that the pressure bust pipe, right?
Bust pipe and the feed pipe well bust up.
Yeah, pressure really had him there because I mean that looked like something he would make nine
with his
times.
with his eyes closed.
99% of the time you'll
Yeah,
just
he'd make it.
yeah, and but
Yeah,
yeah,
it was rough
yes,
to see it. It was rough to see.
it was rough. It was actually I felt the pain for him,
I
and
did. I did. I did.
he didn't even stay for the interviews, so and he left, and yeah, it
He went
was
home
really
and cried. He went home.
yeah.
I don't
It's,
I don't think you have to be a very strong person to have an interview after something like that happened to you. It's very difficult. And he probably break down in front of the people, so he probably just went home to get himself back together.
yeah, because he's been struggling to get a major since 2014,
I know.
and
He's
this was
supposed
his
to have been
best
winning a
chance.
lot, and
Yeah, he was supposed to be the next Tiger, right?
yeah, he was.
Yeah,
And now he has one trophy right in the palm of his hand, and as the
and
saying would go, he grabbed defeat from the jaws of victory.
yes, exactly.
So I don't
So
know. Sorry
I
for
would
that.
Yes. Yeah, he's not playing this week, as he said. He took some time off.
The toughest day
And
of his life, he called it.
yes, I could imagine it
He
is.
needs to recover from that.
Yeah, for sure. So, anything else you wanted to talk about before we get into some cricket and track and field?
No, no, we're good to go for cricket, man. There's so
Yeah,
much going on. I was up
yeah.
last night watching the game, so yes, let's
Oh,
go to cricket.
excited, excitement, yeah. So you're listening to the England Rogers Sports Hour on Love by Afrobeats Music Talk Radio, and now we're gonna get into the T20 World Cup where we are down to the business end of it, Roger. And
Yeah,
West Indies took care of business last night, and
big time, big
I
time.
hope. I mean, sometimes injury help. It's just
Yeah, it created an opportunity that an
it did.
opportunity wasn't even there. It opened this door that was closed, and the
Mhm.
captain of the Barbados team was playing on his favorite pitch in Barbados, and he let everyone know that this is his home, and he's the king of his home, for sure,
Yes, you
for
did.
sure.
I mean, I figured that at some point someone is gonna have to beat USA
Yeah, yeah.
badly, right?
That just
And
really beat them, not just
Yeah,
scrape by, just actually beat them.
and West Indies knew what they had to do. They had their
They
target
needed it.
set.
They
Some of the
needed it.
commentators said before that they thought West Indies would have batted first and put up a big score and try and defend it, but I think they did the right thing.
They did the right thing, in my opinion, as
And
well.
Brandon King is out, so Shea Hope got the opportunity. He would not have had that opportunity, or maybe he might have. It would have been
Well,
King and Shea Hope, but
yeah,
Johnson Charles
I
might have
think,
been
yeah,
out.
Johnson Charles probably would have been dropped for Shea Hope, I believe.
Yeah, I think that probably would have been the move. And but now that King is out, they brought in Mayers.
Mayors, yeah.
Like
What do you
you had
think about
called
that
for
call
Mayers
up?
from early.
What do you think about that call up
I think he's probably the best person
to
to
come in? Okay.
come in, but I don't know if he will play because he's not been playing cricket since the South Africa series in Jamaica. I
I
don't know.
know, I know. It's gonna be tough because he's coming off. I mean, not being very active, but I think he has more to offer than Johnson Charles, in my opinion.
Like he can bowl a bit too, and he
Like he can
can.
bowl, he can bat at the top, and he can be devastating. I mean, Johnson Charles can be as well, but for some reason these days, I don't know who he's listening to, but he's suddenly become the anchor who is trying to get a run a ball. I don't know. We're playing
To me,
T20, you don't need a run a ball.
to me, these pitches that they're playing on in the Caribbean and the US, you need proper batsmen with good who
Correct,
can strike the ball properly.
correct.
And Johnson Charles is trying to muscle it too much, I believe.
He's just, yeah,
Even Brandon King, he's playing out of character. He's a stroke maker.
he is, he
And it
is.
seems like he was just trying to power the ball. I mean, it's unfortunate his injury. Not sure what the injury is. I think it's a
They said a side strain.
side strain. Probably
Yeah.
tried to hit it too hard.
Yeah, swing out inside. No, I agree with you. I think from what I'm watching and seeing, I think, and I mean, Darren Sammy, I said it a lot about people knowing their roles. I think
Mhm.
Brandon King is trying to play a specific role that he has been told to play.
Right.
And I don't think it is his best. That's why he's struggling a bit. It's not his best way to play,
Correct.
but he certainly can play. But he's not. That's not his preferred way, and that's not his way of playing.
Yeah, it's not his way for sure. Um, if you look back at the game last night, Roger, this a couple of things puzzled me. I mean, West Indies won, yes, but what puzzles me, and it's not just this game last night, is that two of your best bowlers, Moti and Hussein, they don't bowl their 4 overs. Moti had 3 overs for 14, 1 wicket, and Hussein had 3 overs for 13, and they don't bowl out.
I keep, yeah. So I try not to question Paul because when a man is winning and he seems to have a
Right.
formula to win. So, but yeah, even some of the decisions he's making is like, huh? But then it works out in the end, so you can't really say much about it. But you're absolutely right. I believe I would have seen Moti for sure and Hussein for sure bowling out there for.
Yeah,
They've
I was
been very,
surprised.
very efficient. They're taking wickets. They're so yeah, it's.
I guess it's their plan that where Andrew Russell is the dead bowler, and they're gonna go to him no matter what.
I was wondering about that. So at first I thought they would have probably give it to Obed, and I realized that they're not going to give it to Obed. Thought they're
Mhm.
going to give it to Joseph, and it doesn't seem Joseph was having a good game anyway. So I think Andre got it, but I think uh, he did what he was supposed to do. He got the wicket at the end of the game. So
He
again,
did. He got the rest of
and
the wicket
he
and
didn't
got
get,
back in.
yeah, and he didn't get beaten up all over the place. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm not sure if he's the best one, but it seems like he's going to be the one.
It looks like it. I just hope that he can come good with the bat as well, and because you're gonna need him to fire against South Africa on Sunday. So, with,
Yeah, yeah. I think the part of the problem is they're not coming down to him often enough. So I think by the time it gets to him, he doesn't have enough time to do much. But hopefully, I mean, in some ways, that he gets a chance to shine.
yeah, when you look at it, it's just a straight West Indies win now. That the game is like a playoff of what teams. It's like a knockout.
It's a
Whoever wins
knockout,
go through
and
to the
that's a big, big
some.
thing because
Yeah.
I believe that South Africa have been finding ways to win, so they are very
Hmm.
dangerous. But I think the West Indies is very confident right now. And as you know, and as you just said, they got the run rate up. All they need to do is win the game. It doesn't
All
matter
they
about
need to do
runs
is
or
win the
anything.
game.
So
Yeah,
I
it
think they're
doesn't.
going to do it. I'm pretty confident they're going to win.
And I feel if West Indies win this game, they're gonna win the World Cup. That's how I'm starting to
Oh, yeah,
think.
that far. So you've forgotten about India and those guys over the other
I
side.
don't think India is strong enough to. I don't even have India to get to the finals.
We have Australia.
I have Australia. I think it's going to be a West Indies Australia final.
Australia is looking very dangerous,
Yeah, they are.
extremely dangerous, I must say. India, you can never mark out, though. I think you got to be very careful with India,
Hmm.
um, and they can win on any day. So, yeah, I think West Indies have a good shot. I think beating India or Australia is going to be a tough, tough, tough thing for them, though.
It's going to be tough. Yeah, but I think the ICC would prefer a West Indies India final.
Yep, yep.
You
I
know,
think
it's
so
better
too.
for
You have one
crowd.
billion 1 billion people watching over
Yeah,
there on that
and,
continent. So
and then you'll have a packed house at home.
for sure, for
I
sure.
mean, one thing though, except for the first two games, our first couple of games West Indies played in Guyana, the crowd support has been tremendous.
Yep,
And
yep, yep.
it,
It goes back to what a lot of people are saying. Jamaica made a bad call on this one, but yeah, the
yeah,
crowd support has been over the top, over
and
the top.
it's great to see that they've taken David Rudder around with them to sing the anthem,
I see
and
that.
which is
Inspirational,
yeah, it is
inspirational.
inspirational. And Jamaica actually, as we talked about this before, they hosted their South Africa series, and they showed that hey, you made a mistake, and the
They
fans
made
came
this.
out in numbers.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Yeah,
I don't know if
so
it's because they knew they weren't going to get anything else, or they did, but I mean, they certainly did. But I understand where they're coming from. They had to spend something like 500 or
a
600,
lot of money. Yeah.
yeah, to get this stadium, Samana Park, ready. And they needed to have lights and all of that, which they didn't have. It would have been a lot for them to do. So it's not just a slam dunk. We should take it, but they probably were not ready, and they would have to spend a lot of money to be ready.
But the thing about it is, I'm not even sure why in the Caribbean they're insisting on lights, but they put on a
And
$30 million stadium in the US without any lights, all
well,
those
then,
games in the day, you
and
know?
there you go. And as
So,
far as I know, they said in Jamaica you had to have lights.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Sometimes it seems like the bar is higher for the Caribbean than other
Double
countries.
standards, man. Double
And I've
standards.
seen that in the 2007 World Cup when the Caribbean hosted the 50 over.
Yeah,
Seemed like the standards were set higher too.
yeah,
And it
yeah.
put a lot of governments in debt at that
There you
time.
go. There you go. And
Yeah,
how do you explain going into debt, especially when you have an election coming up not too far from there?
from there, yeah.
It makes a big difference. But I love the crowd. I love the energy of the crowd. I mean, everybody's involved. You know, the
Hmm.
cheering on both sides. Like last night, you see some people USA, USA. So everybody's
A
there
lot
doing
of
their
people
thing.
went down to see those games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good to see. Really, really good to see.
the first game, I don't know if you had a chance to watch the earlier game,
I
England
did.
and
I
South
watched
Africa.
not all of it, but I watched
So,
the latter parts of it.
yeah, and
I, I
I
don't
thought
know.
England would have won that game, but
They were, in my opinion, in the driver's seat.
they were, yeah, and I was really shocked that they didn't. But
In the latter few overs, they didn't explode as everyone expected them.
no, they didn't. So I don't know. I just thought that you get 5 and 6 so runs only in the last three overs.
That's what I'm saying. It was
Yeah.
unbelievable. But I must give credit to Rabada. I mean, I've
Oh yeah,
watched him.
he's bowled
He's
well.
been very effective. Very
He has
effective.
been, yes, throughout. He's getting back into form and he's bowling quick again.
Yeah, that's what I noticed.
He's bowling
It's
very
really
quick.
going well. And I mean, troubling the batsman, moving
Hmm.
the ball around. So it's going to be interesting to see when he comes up against the West Indies. But right now, I mean, England would have won that game.
Hmm.
They were rolling along fairly well. And, I thought they could have done it. But they just choked in the last 4 overs.
Yeah, they choked on us. But England batting depth is it's not that deep
It's not
actually.
there. It's not
It's
there.
not
That's why I was
there.
surprised how West Indies had them beating them up like that because you just need to get past Salt.
Yeah, you just need to get Brandon. He wasn't to that over that they brought back Shepherd. That was the killer, I think.
That was the killer. 30 runs off that over.
Yeah,
Killed the game. What?
and then
I don't
but
know.
the games today basically, if these two teams win, that's it. I would think it. Australia and India. Australia play
Yeah, they're gonna win.
Afghanistan. They play Afghanistan, and then India play Bangladesh in about half an hour. In the
I think
5 minutes, actually.
yeah, now 10:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they both are gonna win. I mean, I'm pretty sure India's gonna win. Australia should beat Afghanistan too. Maybe a little. Good. It should be a good game, but I think Australia's gonna win that.
Bangladesh has won the toss and they've chosen to field, so
Mhm.
they will
I mean, I
see.
just say India hasn't been blowing everybody's mind over there. I mean, they're saying they haven't got good pitches and all of that, so let's see how it goes. But I think at this point in time, they're going to be easy winners today.
I don't think anything is wrong with the pitches. I think India came off of some.
They're
I
tired.
guess I would say from no, not tired, but I think they had some. What we say some. I guess pavement pitches in India for the
Ah, I mean
IPL.
those roads that
The
they've had.
roads, yes, that's what we're the roads in the IPL.
Yeah,
And now you have some challenge where the bowlers are getting a bit of help.
yeah.
It's not
I think I'll give credit to the West Indies for having pitches that are, as I would say, real pitches.
hmm
It helps both the bowler and the batsman, and that's I think what it should be, not just a one way only helping the batsman.
And sometimes I just think that our commentators are a bit too critical
They
because
can be.
because like it's the same pitch that both teams are playing on. When you see
I
one
know.
team bat a certain way and the other don't, and then they start to saying it's the pitch. It's not the pitch. I
Yeah.
think it's the player not adjusting.
Correct, correct. The only pitch that I think was really out of whack is that New York pitch.
The New York pitch,
Yeah,
yes.
the other pitches are okay in general. They're all okay.
They're pretty okay as far as I see, yes.
Yeah, yeah, just that New York one, I think, was a
hmm
problem. That was a problem.
Well, we'll keep an eye, and I see you have on Jamaica shirt today, but and there's a reason for it, and you'll tell us why later. But I know tomorrow you're gonna have on a maroon shirt.
Yeah, yeah. I have my maroon shirt ready to go, ready
Yeah,
to go.
so
I don't know. Are you calling West Indies over South Africa then?
yeah, I'm calling West Indies over South Africa, and I think so.
Okay,
I mean, I don't want them to get complacent because they beat South Africa 3-0 in Jamaica. It was a different
different
team.
team, different team,
So
totally
I
different.
just hope that they can continue and win this game.
I think they can. I'm still a little, I don't know. What is Shepard doing out there?
Shepard, I think he's the right place now on the bench, and hopefully he stays there
Okay,
because
okay.
I don't think he
You,
should be playing.
you don't think they're gonna go back for him then?
I don't think they'll go back to Shepard. If they
Okay.
go back to Shepard, when they started team Roger against England, I
Mm,
actually said to a friend of mine, West Indies gonna lose because the team selection was poor.
poor. I
I
thought
didn't
so.
expect Shepard, especially Obed McCoy's record in St. Lucia.
Exactly,
You know,
exactly.
so
So Obed is gonna be a fixture, you think, for the rest of the run?
he may play or they may play Mayers to try and have a bigger depth in batting. Who knows? 'Cause he can bowl as well, right? So
Yeah, but he's only a medium pacer though.
he's a medium pacer, so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
never know.
You
But
never know. Let's see. I mean, I think that move that you just mentioned about Mayers coming in, I think is that the move that I think they need to make. I would get rid of Johnson Charles though, not Obed. I
yeah,
think Obed. I mean, he wasn't spectacular yesterday, but I think it's a good man to have in your back pocket.
if he has been playing cricket, yes, a good move.
Yeah,
If he hasn't been playing cricket, then could be
yeah,
could be a bit chance. You may have to go with him, but
yeah, yeah.
we'll see.
Gonna be interesting to go, but I mean, we're that close now. We're getting down to the semis, right? So
Yeah, we're
one
getting
more
down to that.
victory and down to the semis.
That's true. Just a couple of things left in cricket before we get into some track because I spent a lot of my day yesterday watching the U.S. trials. So,
Ah,
well,
yeah,
it's just first couple of rounds, but first, yeah, I just did that. I watched some of the swimming. I watched some of the track and field yesterday.
yeah.
But to wrap up with cricket, the West Indies women, is it West Indies women or is it Haley's women, Haley Matthews women team.
Do you know what's wrong with her?
She's have an illness. They're saying that they're hoping she'll be better by Monday in terms of Monday's game. So West Indies lost 3-0. They didn't even compete
I don't know what
in those
that
games.
last game was. They lost for like what 160 runs or something like that.
160 runs in the last game, yeah.
That's
And
are we that far apart from Sri Lanka? I mean, I'm confused as to that battering that
I
they're getting down
was
there.
I was confused either. I mean, the 160, the game before that was by the one by 5 wickets.
Yeah,
And they
the
scored a
demolition
run.
job.
Boldest West Indies out for 92.
It's like
And
what is
then
going on? Is Stephanie playing?
Stephanie's playing, but
Oh,
I'm not
not
sure
doing
what's
much.
happening.
Wow, it really is Haley's team because I mean, she's motivational. Don't forget what she does off the field and
Hmm.
inspiration that she does to the players. But I mean, it's not just her batting and her being out there. But I believe that they could have managed without her. I actually thought they could have managed without her, but
I
they're not
thought
managed
so,
at
but
all.
you had seven batters who went in single figures in that
Yeah,
last game. So
it makes no
Charlene
sense.
Nation was 46, and the rest of the 27 to Aline, and the rest of them Taylor
No,
16.
yeah,
No one else did anything.
nothing.
Yeah, so
It's sad to see. I mean, it's scary because they had this opportunity to automatically
mhm,
qualify, and
yes,
they're not getting any points right now. They're not getting any
no.
points. So
Had a great series against South Africa. You thought they'll build on that,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then now, yeah. But then maybe the T20 starting on Monday will be a difference.
Well, we can only hope. We can't keep seeing this demolition that is happening to them over there. So hopefully they can show up for at least a game or two.
Yes, hopefully they will. And the other series that West Indies are playing, they're not good news because the
I
Virgin
want,
Island three
yeah.
nothing in the one days, and then now they took the first 4-day match.
I'm looking at it like, okay, the women are getting hammered over there, and Ireland is hammering our young kids. It's like, what is going on here?
Yeah, and it was the other way around when they were in the Caribbean, and
Yeah, I
so
was actually
maybe
optimistic that we were going to do well over there.
I thought so, and I was wondering if the weather is cool that they're not accustomed, the ball
Maybe
is
they're
swinging more,
just,
something.
yeah, I don't know. It's not a good look, though. I
No, it's not a
honestly
good.
felt they would have been doing better with these kids.
Yes, I was thinking that West Indies cricket was for the youngsters was back on the way in the right direction,
Yeah,
but
I certainly felt that way. I know. Now
it
I'm going to
was
start questioning myself. Did I miss something here?
yes, it was a 72-run win in that game, so
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
close. Yeah, but
It's tough.
something
Tough.
has it's very tough, and I didn't expect it to be honest.
Yeah, I mean it's always good, when you have at least the major tournament, you seem as if you have a shot to win, and you have
Hmm.
people like Ruston chasing it's destiny for us to win and all of that stuff. So there's a lot of excitement for cricket right now in the West Indies. But I mean, if the women are going to be feeling like that, and the young kids are feeling as well, then of course it's a cause for concern.
It is a cause for concern, and yeah, the support in the World T20 World Cup has been tremendous. As I mean,
Yeah,
anywhere they go, even when they travel. Only one thing I didn't, maybe it's because they're home and they're trying to give everybody a chance to see the West Indies, but I don't think the home team should be traveling after every game.
that is true.
You know,
It's true. But you're right. They want to see them in all the as
I
many
think so
territories as
because they played in Barbados last night. It'd be great to play in Barbados again, but they now have to pack up and go to Antigua.
possible. Yeah,
And South Africa has played in Antigua, so they're
yeah.
there basically waiting.
They are the home team.
Yeah,
We're going to meet
exactly.
them at their home, apparently.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, but I can see the marketing side of stuff. And
yeah, I think the marketing played a lot and to get West Indies to travel. And one of the things I've heard the fans complain about, and I think something could have been done, is the cost of travel between the Caribbean to see the matches.
that's just, oh, okay. I
Yeah.
see. Because it's not far apart. I mean, it's just next door for all of them, pretty
It's not
much.
far apart, but
I
traveling
see.
the Caribbean, it's probably cheaper to fly from Canada to Barbados than from Antigua to Barbados.
Really? It's that bad, eh?
It is, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's really a lot of money, and it's not easy either to get to these different
Yeah,
countries. Since
that
Liet, there's no more Liet, so
Yeah, yeah, I
There's
know. That
not.
part is difficult. That part is
Yeah, it's
difficult.
difficult. In
Wow.
fact, just to get from Antigua to St. Kitts, most people wait for the British Airways flight coming from England
Oh, really?
and use that flight to go over to Antigua.
Oh my word.
Yeah,
Wow. Is that bad?
so it is that bad. Yeah, I think it's only 1 day a week you can get there now.
I heard about the 1 day a week. Yeah, I didn't know it
Yeah,
was that bad. Wow.
and it was 2 and 3 times daily in the past. So
I know. There's
yeah,
a lot of planes flying up and down over there.
correct.
Interesting changes have been made, and it's not good for Caribbean at all.
No, it's not. Um, that's it for me for cricket, Roger. And I know you have a lot to talk about track and field and football. So, the Copa, been watching the Euros,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Lots going
yes,
on the track,
lots going
Ingle,
on the track.
in the
Yeah.
field. So, yep, you're absolutely right. The USA trials kicked off yesterday, and they try to simulate what happens in the Olympics. So they have the 100 and the whole schedule that they're going to do in the Olympic Games. That's what they're doing here. Which,
Oh,
if you can afford to do that, then good for you. But yeah, the 100 kicked off for women yesterday, and it was good. Miss Lady, the queen of track and field, the queen of sprinting right now, Shakari Richardson. She was out there looking good. She stumbled out of the blocks.
I
She
know.
had a really, really bad start, and then she just blew by them, and then she started slowing down and enjoying
It's
herself. And 10.88, Ingle.
it's
10.88.
scary to see her running 10:88 and stumble like that, and then still had time to slow
Well,
down and
celebrate.
yeah.
All right.
So
So it was, wow, it's like, wow. But you can see that the US have had some good sprinters this year. You had Alia Hobbs with her 10.96. You have Melissa Jefferson 10.91. You had the NCAA champion, Mackenzie Long, who is looking very, very dangerous. She's actually a 200-meter runner. She ran
mhm.
21.8, but she's running so good in the 100. So it's going to be interesting to see. She ran 10.9 as well. So they have like six people running under 11 seconds already. So, it's going to be a good, good, good 100-meter finals when they get to it uh, tonight. But for now, it's all about Shakari Richardson, and she
It
looks
is.
unbeatable.
Yeah, she does. She look unbeatable, and she get a good start. She'll be fine. She will. I think. Wow, it's scary what she will run. The times that she
Yeah.
will run.
If she gets a good start, it's going to be interesting to see. I think Atta Boland says she looks like she's in 10-6 shape right now, and it does look that way. Is she going to go 10-5 this year? You never know, but she is looking very, very good,
But
very, very dangerous. So,
she is looking dangerous, and some of the other races, which I'm sure you'll talk about. To me, what I noticed about the U.S. sprint and uh, is a lot of young people.
yeah, so, it's like they have no fear. So you can imagine a 16-year-old kid. We
Mhm.
all saw him at the Penn Relays, Quincy Wilson. He ran, he's only 16, I said. He's going to be 17 in January, I think. He ran 44.66 to win his heats in the 400 meters.
Before,
I'm
yeah.
like, what is going on here? In Jamaica's champs terminology, he'd be a class two kid running
Hmm.
44. So he's just going really, really, really well. It was fascinating to see how well he did. Again, maybe he's not experienced to know that this is only the heats and he has two more rounds to
Only
go.
has 2 more rounds, yeah.
But we'll see how he does by the time he gets to the final if he makes the team. But that's a fascinating way to start. 16-year-old, 44.66.
16-year-old, yeah.
It's like, wow. It was like, wow. Really, really good to see. Some people, of course, are saying that he's going too fast too soon and he's not going to be anything in the sport by he's 20. But we'll see. We'll,
Wow.
you
Yeah,
never know.
you never know. You never
Never
know.
know. I know he runs hard and he's strong as an ox and he's fast. So he has everything going for him right now. Not a big kid though, so I don't know. But yeah, he's looking extremely good right now. Another youngster, not really a kid anymore, Arian Knighton. So he has been
Hmm.
breaking all of Usain Bolt's record, but then he got suspended in April because they had
Yeah.
finding that he had tested positive for hard drugs, as I would call it.
Drugs. Yeah.
Uh, so they did the test and they did all of the stuff, and a lot of people are not happy with the result, but they cleared him to run. They said he got it from tainted meat.
That's what they're saying. But can WADA appeal that?
So
Like,
what is considering it? They can. Um, but they can only appeal on the process that was followed and everybody, all the
Okay.
T's, T's were crossed and the I's dotted. That's all they can do. But I think at the core of this thing, I think Aaron Knighton has been cleared to run,
Yes.
and he will be running. He hasn't run all year, so I don't know what type of shape he's in, but he has was considered one of the most dangerous kids coming up.
Yes, he
Always
was.
running 19.5, 19.6 and those times. So he's there. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does. But yeah, another young man out there doing something, and it's going to be interesting to see if he can actually make the team after having not run all year.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because yeah, it's gonna be hard to come back and just all these people running and running good.
Yeah, Bednarik is running well, Lindsay's running well. Now Elias, of course, is there. So the big names are there. Everybody's ready to go. It's going to be interesting to see. And surprisingly enough, I sort of think he's going to make it. He's that talented,
He's okay.
in my opinion. So let's see how it goes. But I think he's going to make it. So we're going to switch over a little to Jamaica now because last weekend, of course, and you were more excited about it than I think.
Yes.
But Shelly and Fraser Price, she came out on that track and she won her first race of the season fairly comfortably, not as comfortable as some people are making it out to be, but she did come under the blocks impressively. She did
Hmm.
move very well, and then I don't know what happened in the middle of the race, but she was looking as if she may lose the race, and then she had to find a way to win the race. So 11.20 from Jody and Williams was second, but Shelley did
Hmm.
win in 11.15 and looked fairly good.
Do
Uh,
you think people are just disappointed because they're accustomed to a 10 something for
you know what? I think 2 years ago she started her first season running 10.67.
right?
Her first race was 10.67. To see her coming out at 11.1, it's average time for Shelley, right? So,
Mm.
and it's not like she was jogging, looking around and having a ball out there. She actually had to run parts of the race. So, I think people are a little concerned that maybe she's just not ready
Mm.
as they want her to be. But I mean, she knows what she's doing. She's a pro. She knows that she just got to be top three next weekend, next week Friday, and that's it. Top three in the
That's
100.
or next Friday. Okay.
Yeah, that's all she needs to do. So I think that's what her focus is. I mean, it's going to be a very, very interesting race because, Elaine is injured. She has
Hmm.
chosen not to defend her 200-meter title. So the triple double is not going to happen.
Is she gonna
Uh,
be running the
that's the big question
100?
now. That's the big question. She hasn't pulled out of the 100 yet. She pulled out of the
Hmm.
200, but she hasn't pulled out of the 100. But she
Okay.
went to Germany to get treated by Usain Bolt's previous doctor, who they said is the best in the world. And we haven't heard how it went. But since she went, they pulled her out of the 200. So she's definitely injured. Something's going on. She can't do both races. So she's only going to do one. If she does one, how ready is she going to be? I
Right.
mean, right now, Shelly looks a little iffy. But Shelly should be fine. Not sure about Elaine. Not sure about Elaine.
Yeah, Elaine is just, yeah, I don't know if she's gonna. I wouldn't be surprised to hear that she pulls out of it
She
completely.
may. We should be very, very. Talk about being tough. Very tough if that
Yeah.
happens, because she's 31, so this is it. And she had an opportunity to make history on top of history. So
Hmm.
sad to see, but injuries comes in the sport, so we'll just hope that she finds a way to get over it.
Yeah.
But also going on in Jamaica, Elaine and Shelley's previous coach, Stephen Francis, over there at MVP. Every year or two, he gets into this big fight with the J3As over something, always something, whether he's not accredited or he doesn't like their camp or they're interfering with his athletes. He always has something. But this time, and a lot of people are jumping on it because Jamaica did not qualify for one of the relays in the
Right.
Olympics, the men's 4x4. And he blamed the J3A and he blamed some of their executive team to say they're amateurs and they only know about high school and they should stay far from seniors business and all of that stuff. So they should be fired. So, you're talking about the president of Jamaica High Schools Association, ISA. He's the principal for high school in Jamaica, and he's saying this guy should be fired.
Yeah.
David Riley, coach of one of the top teams, accredited coach. He's with most of the Jamaican teams, especially the juniors. He's saying he should be fired as well. So there's been a lot of words being thrown around Ingle. A lot of
Correct.
words.
I've been
Everything,
reading about,
everything
listening to
is,
YouTube.
and it's on Sports Max, and they're
Yeah,
fighting,
sports
fighting,
match. Yeah.
fighting. Stevens not
Mhm.
backing down. He's calling them amateurs and all of that. He's calling the
Yeah.
J3 amateurs and saying the president is a trying man, but then he surrounds himself with the wrong people. So I don't know. I mean, some of these people, like I know some of these people personally, so I'm disappointed to see this happening, and I hope it just goes away. But at the end of the day, the Jamaica team did not make the 4x4.
Do they have a chance still? Because I read something where they have until the 30th, and
That's the cutoff. That's
they're
the
trying
cutoff.
to get some meat to
Yeah.
make sure that they can. Yeah.
So this weekend coming, next weekend, as mentioned, is the Jamaica trials.
Hmm.
And at the end of the trials, so they're going to shift the schedule around to accommodate a 4x4 at the end of the trials on Sunday,
Okay.
June 30th at 8 p.m. So you can't cut it any closer.
Kind of
They're going to have a 4x4. So as rules, you got it must be between at least two nations,
mm,
and but it cannot be less than three teams in there. So you could have a pickup team or whatever, but you have to have
right.
two nations at least. So I don't know who they're going to get to come and race against them. They're going to have to pay people to come and run,
Right.
but that's probably not so hard. But at the end of the day, the big conversation is about okay, it's your trials. You're going to have to run to qualify to make the Olympic team, and then after that, you're going to have to run another race.
West.
So they've juggled the trials around. I think the 400 is going to be Thursday and Saturday, and then the 4x4 special race is going to be on Sunday.
Sunday. Okay.
They've done something to make it happen, and I wish them all the best. I mean, they do have the tools to do it, and I really, really feel they can if they get the opportunity to. But it's a huge fight in Jamaica about this whole 4x4.
Yeah, I've been watching that, and
Uh,
wow.
so they have been, remember they won in 48, 52, those times with Herb McKinley and George Roden and all those guys. So the history is there for 4x4. They've always been there, always making the finals, always competitive. I think they said from 1960 they have been in every finals or made it to the 4x4 for the Olympics since 1960. So they have been going strong, Ingle, for years, and suddenly you're not there.
Yeah,
So it's a huge thing for them, and they do
it would
have the
be a
guys.
shame.
It's a right now it's a big shame. So
Yeah,
that's why it's such a big fight. So we'll
yeah.
see how that one actually ends up. Yeah, so the last chance is going to be Sunday night at
Sunday.
8 p.m. I think it's a race going miles to see. They can
I
actually,
hope they do make it. To be honest, 'cause Jamaica's got
you
this
know what?
trainer.
I think they will. I'm fairly confident that they will. But
Hmm.
anyway, that's just me being the optimist. That's what I have on my Jamaica shirt.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that one goes. But last weekend, they had a knockout New Life championships over there in Bahamas, and that's where they failed to qualify. They ran
Hmm.
2:59.75. They needed 2:59.11 to qualify. But on that team, you had two 400-meter runners, two 800 meters runners, I'm sorry, and
Hmm.
one guy who is not likely to even make the finals at the trials. So, and they still
Wow.
run 2:59. That's why I'm fairly confident if the right team is there, they have a good shot to win. So, one guy though, Powell, Javon Powell, he has gone 44.54. So he was the guy on the team that is going to be on this team Sunday in the race next Sunday. But they have a good shot to go through. They do have a good shot. And that meet we also saw Kira Nugent, who's coming back. She finished up her school, graduated from school. One of the big, she won the NCAA hurdles championships a couple of years ago. She's ready. She's going up against Daniel Williams and Megan Tapper and Brittany Anderson and all of those in the 100-meter hurdles. So she looked good running 12.56, easing down, taking it easy. So the hurdles, 100-meter hurdles is going to be a cracker at the Jamaica trials. So kudos to Kira Nugent for graduating and then coming back now and doing well on the tracks again. Really, really good to see her.
In the men's section, I've seen Is it Omar Davies, right?
Yeah,
He
Omar
started
McLeod. So I was just
McLeod.
about to
Sorry.
say that. So he's also on the comeback trail. So he was Olympic champion, world champion, indoor champion, world. So he was everything, but that was like 5 years ago. He had, I don't know, in my opinion, a mental breakdown, but he's on his way back.
Okay.
For the last 2 years, he hasn't really done anything. He came to the Jamaica trials in 2021, and for some reason, he didn't perform. Came last and tried to make an excuse that he should be on the team anyway, and it didn't happen. And we didn't hear from him for 2 years, but now he's back,
Mm.
and he went to Turku over there in the Pavaniomi Games, and he ran 13:29 season best in the heats and 13:25 season best in the finals. And I watched that race, and he's kicked the last hurdle, almost fell, so he could definitely go better. He could get to 13:0, which is what he thinks the type of shape he's in. So we're gonna see if he does that. But kudos to him. Very
Good to see
talented
him
young
back
man.
there. Very talented, yes. I used to enjoy watching him run, actually.
Yes, so he's going to go up against Hansa Parchment and Rashid Broadbelt. So that 110 meter the hurdles races are going to be cracker in the Jamaica trials next weekend. But also the Pavanuri, we also saw Andre de Grasse. He ran the qualifying time, which is 10.00 for the Olympic Games. So he was actually only third in that race, as
Hmm.
the race was won by his now training partner, Marcel Jacobs, the reigning Olympic champion, won in 9.92. So interesting to see the grass getting better and better every race. I don't know, he does this every year, so let's see how he's going to do when it gets to the Olympics in a month and a half from now. But at this point in time, he's looking good. He was right there, 10.00. So good to see him back as well and looking very strong as the races continue this year. In some other results, Ferdinand Amanyala, who's talking up a storm, he's from Kenya.
Yes.
At the Kenyan trials, he came out and he ran 9.79
Yeah.
to win that race. The fastest time in the world this year. Um, it's altitude though, so it's altitude. So I won't say it's as
It's
genuine as it could
great,
be,
right?
but at the end of the day, he did run 9.79. So you got to look out for him. So the 100 is stepping up. Anything can go in that 100-meter race. In some other news, Ingleton, our favorite track and field athlete, Mr. Usain Bolt,
You see.
fancies himself as a footballer, played in a charity soccer game, and what? Got injured.
I saw a picture of him, yeah, in a cast. So I was
Yeah,
wondering.
he ruptured his Achilles, and he actually did surgery. That's what you saw the pictures
Okay.
after he finished surgery. Did surgery, and he's now good to go. But as
Mm,
you know, he was in this race between him and Chris Weah for the for the T20 World Cup, that
right,
promotional
yes.
thing. So he can't do that anymore. So I think they're going to replace him with a
Mm,
Safa Power. So let's see how that one goes. In a couple other things, they're talking about Paris, and that is going to be very, very, very hot. And some athletes are now speaking out that they're fearful of the severe summer heat that may happen in Paris. So something to look out to, because if the heat is bad, it's going to affect the performances out there, and just never know.
and I was watching a program. I think I saw something where they're not using air conditioners in the athletes' village. They're using a different type of
That's
cooling
what
system.
that's what they're saying. So it better work. That's what I
Right?
can say. It better work, because
Yeah,
if not, these
because
guys are going to have problems.
yeah,
So finally, in track and field, we're going to talk a little bit about Michael Johnson's. It's called the Grand Slam Track League.
yeah.
It's coming where you're going to have racers and you're going to have challengers. So he's going to sign up, I think, 48 people, and then 48 people as racers, and then another 48 he's going to pick based on how their profile is, based on how they perform and all of that. And they're going to have this championship. Four big events, just like tennis. That's why they call it a Grand Slam. But any athlete that is there, they must do two events. So they can't
Hmm.
just come and do one. So you got to double up. And it's a 3 hour meet. So it's going to be interesting to see how they perform. But starts April 2025. It's only going to be on the track. You're going to have sprints, hurdles, mid and long distance races, but no field events. Everybody's looking forward to see the winner of each gets $100,000, which is way more than what they're getting today. I can tell you, they get
Yeah,
$10,000 at the Diamond League. This is going to be $100,000. So it's going to be a
that's a lot
huge
of
thing,
money.
huge thing. So we're looking forward to it. Good to see the announcement is coming out, and let's see how it goes. But
Did Sydney McLaughlin sign already?
she's the first one signed.
Yeah.
she's I don't know if it's the money or if it's the excitement, but she signed. She's not fooling around. I was happy to see that, though. Very happy to see that. All right, so we switch over to football, or soccer, as some people know it.
So, hmm.
So we have the Copa America going on over here in CONCACAF and South America. And, it kicked off on Thursday, where Canada opening up the competition against Argentina. And they played a good game. The goalie was really, really good. Crepeau from Montreal there. He stopped anything that came his way, pretty much, or most things, in the first half. It looked really, really good. Messi, I don't know, what's your opinion on this, Ingle, but Messi didn't look sharp to me. He looked like he's an
He
MLS
didn't.
player now, not a Barcelona or a PSG player anymore. He looks like an MLS player.
That's true.
He
He
just
didn't. And yeah, he
not
said he would have
impressive.
liked to score, but yeah,
He had to get away twice.
twice, yeah,
I've never seen him get away twice and not even
and
score
not
once.
score one of them, yeah.
He looked like an MLS player. That he's not the top of the world anymore. But anyway, Maybe he's just getting warm. Who knows? We'll see. He's getting a little older. He said he's not going to the Olympics. Just to be clear, he wants to, and he said this is the last team he's going to play for. So I think he's getting to that point. But
Hmm.
I thought he would have scored at least one of those goals. One of those goals. But the game had some interesting things. And first of all, Alfonso Davies was made captain for the Canadian team. Only
Yeah.
23, young. Some people feel not mature yet, but they feel giving him the captaincy will make him mature. So let's see how that goes. He had a decent game, nothing extraordinary, but a decent game. Hopefully, he steps up his game. Because sometimes, and you've been a captain, English, so the weight of being a captain can sometimes bring down your personal game.
Sometimes some people like it and it
Yeah,
helps them to play better. So
some people
depends on
embrace
the
it, like
person.
Rovman Powell.
Impressive.
Yeah,
Yes.
he embraces it, but yeah, some people don't. So let's see how young Alfonso Davis, 23, does it. But another big news coming out of that game was the Canadian defender, Moise Bombito, centre half. He had a good, nice tackle, but it was a crunching tackle on Messi.
Hmm.
And then, oh my word, online, they have gone after him,
Yes, big time.
getting death threats, a lot of racial abuse and all of that stuff. It's just unbelievable what is going on for the poor young
So
man here.
don't touch Messi.
Don't, I think that's the message. Don't touch
Yeah.
Messi. Of course, Canada soccer came out against it, but it's really
Of
horrible to
course.
see what is going on here. It's unacceptable, unacceptable. But Copa is going on. Last night it was a nil draw, Chile and Peru, but tonight is when Jamaica, JA, is stepping into action against Mexico over there in Texas. So as they say, it's the Texas games are Mexico home games because if the stadium holds 70,000 people, they said it's going to be
Six
69,500 Texas. I mean Mexicans.
Mexicans, yeah.
And yeah, it's 500 Jamaica. So it's going to be hard, but Jamaica is ready to do something special. The guys are pumped up. Most of the English guys that are on the team, this is why they're here, to get the opportunity to play in a tournament like this. So I know they want to put on a show. It's a little tough for me because Andre Blake is our goaltender who I know for sure delivers every single time. He's
Hmm.
injured. Not saying Jamal Waite isn't good, but it's not the same as Andre Blake as yet. So I'm hoping he's going to show that he's just as good as Andre. But that's where I'm a little worried about goaltending there and the midfield. So let's see what happens tonight. Mexico team is young and fairly new, so it should be definitely an interesting game. And I'm go Jamaica go.
Yeah, hoping Jamaica can beat them.
I'm
It's
really
gonna
look
be tough, but they're capable of.
definitely capable. And of course, the other big side of the world, the other tournament happening on the next side of the world, the Euros is happening over there in Germany. Have you been watching it at all, Ingo?
Yeah, I've been watching the Euros, yeah.
I know
Um,
everybody knows France is my team, and they were out
yes.
yesterday.
Not too great yesterday.
I
They
don't
look
know.
good, but they just
Did
weren't
you,
scoring.
did you see Griezmann doing the same thing that Messi was doing? I know Griezmann
Yeah,
had two easy goals that I could have scored. I can safely say I could have scored at least one of those, and he just didn't know how to score it. It's just shocking to see. Nil draw with the Dutch, but it's a pretty interesting tournament. I think a couple of teams are showing their mettle right now. Spain is
hmm.
looking really good.
Spain's looking good, yeah.
Spain is looking good. England is under a lot of stress, of course. They're saying the manager this, the
Yes.
manager that, the players this, the players that. But right now, England looks like they're in trouble. They just look dead. They look weak.
They don't look like a good team.
They came in as the favorite, but
And
I
they
don't know how they're going to manage to keep it going. I'm a little worried about them, but I like Jude Bellingham, so I'm hopefully he'll be able to come through. And
hmm.
Saka up there on the wing as well. So I think it's a decent team, but they're just not functioning well. They don't look right.
That's true.
You have a team for this Euro? Who's your team?
I don't have a. I just maybe England is a team that I would like to see win, but don't have a real team that I follow in the
Okay.
Euros too much.
For me, it's France. So
France,
go
yeah, you said
France,
France is your team,
go.
and you think Mbappe should probably play the next game? It should
He
be okay.
definitely be ready for the next game.
Even
Definitely.
him, even Mbappe, he missed the goal that nobody thought he would miss.
He doesn't usually miss those.
Yeah. In the
I don't
first
know what's
game.
going on. It's something in the air or something in the water or something. But yeah,
Yeah,
Messi missing, Griezmann missing, Mbappe missing. These
yeah,
easy goals is unbelievable to see it happening.
yeah.
Totally
So
unbelievable. Fascinating Euros though. It's a little way to go, but it's shaped up to be a very exciting tournament.
it is, and Roger just looked up and saw the time. I didn't realize it was 11 o'clock. So
Yeah, it's time.
Time flies.
We're having
We'll
fun.
continue the Euros next week, and more
Euros and
sports.
Copa.
And we should have a winner for next week is the finals of the T20 World Cup.
We'll know who's winning the T20. We'll know who'd have won the NHL. So
Yeah.
much, the Jamaica trials is next week. Is Elaine going to show up? Is Shelly going to be ready? Is Shakari going to break the American record? There's so many things happening.
So next week is going to be a packed weekend.
Packed weekend for sure.
So be good, everyone. Be safe. Have an enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Have a fantastic weekend, everyone. Take care.